party people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori. Thank you so much for being here today. For today's video, I have a bit of a collective haul to share. I always love watching a haul video, mostly because I'm a nosy person and I love to see what other people spend their hard-earned money on. But also, sometimes when I watch haul videos, my own personal need or tendency to spend kind of dissipates because I feel like, I don't know, I've shopped through seeing how other people shop. So yeah, maybe this helps you in that way. Maybe you're just nosy. I feel like my recent purchases also kind of show what like fashion and lifestyle headspace I'm currently in and what's currently inspiring me. So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a long one, so I just fit everywhere. So grab a snack, grab a glass of water. Let's get into it. The first thing that I have is actually a clothing piece from The RealReal. In case you didn't know, The RealReal is this really popular online consignment store where you can get a lot of designer or high-end brands at a major discount. I also feel like this website has kind of been like talk of the town lately, just because a lot of people have been buying items from there, but also because I think that some people are having really bad customer experiences from there. I was also pretty hesitant to shop on this site, but I was like, you know what? A couple bad stories aren't the end of the world. So I actually ended up actually both selling something to them and purchasing something from them. And right now, let me just say that my experience as a customer buying from their site has been a lot easier and a lot nicer than selling stuff through them. The process has honestly been a pain. But yeah, long story long, I decided to purchase some pieces from them, you know, kind of get the full experience myself. So this is what I got. First item in this haul that I bought is this Vince pea coat. It's in a size extra large. Online, it said the original price was $780. The RealReal priced it for like $225, but then on top of that, there was another discount. So I ended up spending like, the price was like $160, but with shipping and taxes, it ended up being $190. And then I got this dry cleaned at my local dry cleaners. So all in all, I spent $200 on this coat. I was really drawn into Aritzia when they had all their pea coats, and my parents were like, if you want, we can get you one for Christmas and it'll be a gift from us. But then I saw the price tag and it was like $400. And I was like, I'm not spending $400 on one item from Aritzia. Like that's bonkers bananas. I'm gonna try and find this piece secondhand. I was also kind of in the market for a pea coat because I feel like this is a coat that immediately makes an outfit look 10 times better. Like, to me, there's like no such thing as like a universal basic for everyone. Like, I don't think everyone should have like a little black dress or a basic cotton tee. But for me, I feel like this is one of those like traditional staples that I actually really like. You could wear this with like athleisure, or you could wear this with like jeans and Birkenstocks, and once you put this layer on, it just makes it look like you put more thought into an outfit. So really excited about this one. Okay. I just kicked the camera, so I'm sorry if you moved. The next store that I spent quite a bit of money at was SSENSE. The first thing that I have here is some accessories from Jacquemus, and as you can tell by the sound, it is jewelry. I wrote down the name of these earrings. They're this Le Criolet Chiquitito earrings in silver. They were originally $215, but I got them for $90. This is what they look like. They are silver hoops, and they have the little Chiquito bag locked in. I don't know if you can see that, but they like, you can't move them, so they're meant to stay in place. And I feel like these are so fun. These are my first Jacquemus purchase. I really wanted their like Nike collab, but I couldn't snag a pair of sneakers. They're a little bit heavy, so I am gonna have to get those special kinds of like stickers for your ears so your ears don't droop. I would say that's kind of like the only downside right now. I haven't really tried these on for an extended period of time, but I remember my roommate and I were watching Love Island last year, and I remember seeing Millie wearing like the gold version of these, and I like was transfixed. I was like, those are the sickest earrings ever. I feel like because there's a little Chiquito in here, it's kind of like a mix of Logomania and the new kitschy accessory trend we're seeing. When I think of fun and kitschy accessories, I think of like the Bottega sardine bag, the Loewe balloon shoes, you know, a lot of like Loewe, current Loewe vibes, the puppets and puppets, like cookie and carrot bags, the Tom Brown dog bag, the Star Coach bag, and like just things that we've been seeing a lot at Fashion Week. I don't know, I feel like people are becoming more fun with like accessories this time around. So I thought this would be my little foray. This is me dipping my toes into that trend. We'll see how it is. And also I feel like this is also me kind of like manifesting buying an actual Jacquemus handbag of my own. So a lot is riding on this tiny pair of earrings. So we'll see. The next item I got is an item that I've been coveting for a while. I had used versions of this item saved on my reel for a really long time, but then with the Essence sale, the price of this piece new was like $5 more than buying it used. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it on Essence. And that is an Alexander McQueen scarf. I've already gone through this bag, but it is their signature, this is a mouthful to say, but this is their signature silk skull scarf in this gorgeous like khaki green, sage green color. It's a bit see-through and I really love it. I feel like this purchase is me healing my inner teenager. I know everyone's like, I'm doing this to heal my inner child. I bought this because my current self loves it, but also my past teenage self who was obsessed with the Olsen twins, Vanessa Hudgens and Nicole Richie. She would have loved this. So I kind of bought this with springtime in mind. I feel like this would be a really fun piece to kind of maneuver as a top. And it's actually so large that it can wrap around my large torso, which is very exciting. I could also just wear it as a scarf as is, like maybe with my Vince coat. I also feel like it could play into the trend of like Jane Birkinifying your bag by just like tying it around the handles or tying it around your handbag. So I'm definitely gonna find different ways to style this so I can get as much cost per wear as I can. And then speaking of prices, originally this was $345 and then I got it for $135. So very excited to wear it. I'm still keeping it in its plastic until I unveil her, until I debut her, but I'm really excited about it. And I also feel like this color is more me than like a red and black, you know what I mean? That was very exciting. The next two pieces I got from Essence are not fashion related, but I thought I would share them anyways. The first one was in this box. It's not here anymore, but it's from the brand Rory Potts Ceramics, and it is this gorgeous lavender mug. I recently moved home with my parents, and when I moved home, I was like, okay, now that you're home, like you don't have to buy certain items. And items that are kind of at the bottom of my list are any kind of like kitchen appliances, kitchen pots and pans and stuff. And I've kind of decided to unhaul a lot of the mugs I've like kind of collected over the years, mostly because a lot of the mugs I realize now I have a very specific kind of mug I like. I like either the diner, the like heavy ceramic diner mugs, or I like mugs that are ceramic and more artisan. So I decided to pick this up because it brings me joy. I literally opened the Essence package and then started using it for my coffee when I'm working my 9 to 5. So it just is something small that brings me a lot of joy, but it's also something that I know I'm gonna use for a really long time, especially because I have another ceramic mug. I have this one from Ceramics that I have been using non-stop ever since I bought it. I think this mug is gonna get just as much use as this one. So I'm very excited to have it in my collection. This last thing that I bought from Essence, I'm gonna be honest, I really like could have lived without, but I just wanted to reach the certain like dollar threshold so I could get 2-day shipping. So I bought this, and it is the Byredo Bald Afrique Rinse-Free Hand Cleanser. If you know me, you know that I love a bougie hand cleanser. So picked it up. I'm gonna start using this one after I make my way through my Aesop one, but this is also one of my signature scents. Yes, that's everything I got from Essence. I feel like this is going long. I did not lie about this being a long video, so get yourself re-up on your glass of water. The next purchase is another purchase that arrived in the mail, and it is from the brand Simon Miller. I've talked about Simon Miller on this channel before. In my last video, I talked about how I loved the Super Birkies from Birkenstock because the bright color and the shape kind of gave me a similar vibe to the Simon Miller clog. But Simon Miller was having a sale and I couldn't help myself. They recently started doing extended sizes, and I believe they started doing it after this specific collab. This shoe is actually from their collab with Tommy Dorfman, and it is these bubble clogs in like this dusty pink color. How gorgeous. I love them. I was really hesitant on whether I should get the one with the super platform or just the regular ones. So I just got the regular ones for now. And I think that if I like how these are, I could get the like all black or all white ones in a platform, but I think these are so fun. I also kind of realized that within like the past year, I really am a clogs person. So I really wanted to expand my collection, and I feel like these are perfect. I'm going to a lot of like bachelorette things this year, so I really wanted a pair of shoes that were super fun and feminine. These are gonna be perfect for those times. I also feel like these really play into like the puffy cloud trend that we're seeing a lot lately right now. I think of like the Coach tabby bag, the Bottega puffed bomber jacket, or like the Loewe inflated sunglasses, or Prada recently started making a lot of their accessories in like padded versions. This is kind of an expensive way to try a trend because even though I got these on sale, they were originally $455, but I got them for $195 during the sale. You know, they just don't really make these kinds of things in my size, so sometimes I just purchase things. I will say though, the one thing I'm really hesitant about when it comes to like the puffy and the cloud trend is just the longevity of the trend. More specifically, like I kind of wonder, like, will this trend still look good when the pieces have shown wear? Does that make sense? Like once these like cloudy pieces kind of have creases or signs of wear, will they still look cool? Or is this one of those trends where the piece needs to remain pristine in order for it to look good? I don't know. I feel like that's a good question to keep in mind when it comes to any kind of trend, but that's what I'm thinking of specifically with these, because I did wear these around the house and I'm like, these are gonna be little creasers. How do I feel about that? Unsure, but I do really like these. Moving on, I'm gonna show you a couple of records that I picked up recently because I have recently upped my vinyl collection game, I guess you could say. Like as you can see, got some new speakers. I upgraded from a Crosley turntable to a Audio Technica turntable because I had read so many subreddits and had seen so many TikToks and people being like, if you have more than 10 records, upgrade your Crosley because your Crosley's low-key ruining your records. And I was like, okay, noted. I will be changing it. So this was in my little moving budget, but just to show you the headspace that I'm in, the first is this absolute classic, One Direction's 4. I mean, if you are a Directioner, you know the absolute power of this album. Let me see. Steal My Girl, Ready to Run, Where Do Broken Hearts Go, 18, Girl Almighty, Night Changes, No Control, Spaces, Stockholm Syndrome, Clouds. Yes, I did omit some on purpose, but like this album is full of bangers, like so good. I did spin this immediately when I got home. The amount of pure serotonin this gave me, beautiful. Love them, love the boys. And then the next one that I got is one that I got today, which is what kind of inspired this video. I did a major Target and Barnes & Noble peruse, which is not something I usually do, but I picked this up at Target today. Paramore's This Is Why album. I am a Directioner, but first and foremost, I will always be a Hayley Williams stan. I'm convinced people who hate this album have only listened to like Misery Business, Decode, and The Only Exception. For a good part of the beginning of the pandemic, I exclusively used Hayley Williams' Good Die Young. So that's how much I love her. And let's move on. So let's move on to books, and then I'll save my little Target haul for last. I don't know. It's been really gloomy here in California. Some parts are even having blizzard warnings. My friend sent me a video where it was literally snowing in her front yard. So this morning I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go hang out in a Target and a Barnes & Noble when it's pouring rain outside. Like, there's just something about that that really hits ya. I'm really embracing my suburban era, as you can tell. The first one on this stack is The Roommate by Rosie Danan. I've heard a lot about this one. I believe it follows this girl. She moves across the country to follow her boyfriend. Her and her boyfriend break up. She needs to find a roommate. That's her roommate last minute. They differ in so many ways and then they fall in love. That is what I'm getting at with this book. I've heard so many great things about this, and also I'm in the biggest reading slump of my life ever since I started reading more in 2020. It's not cutting it for me right now. But I thought I would have a romance on hand just because I'm reading a romance now to get myself out of a reading slump. So I want one on hand for the next time I'm majorly uninspired. The next one that I have here is Intimacies by Katie Kitamura. One of my favorite like pop culture writers, Hunter Harris, talked about this book in her Substack, and I love Hunter, so I was like, I want to read a book that Hunter loves. I believe this follows a translator who works at like an international court, and she witnesses something violent and it kind of turns her world upside down. Very different from the last book, but I love like literary fiction. It's kind of my jam. I'm not really a fantasy reader or anything like that, so excited to dive into this eventually. And then the last book that I have here is actually one that I did not buy at Barnes & Noble. I actually bought this on eBay because none of the booksellers around me have had this book in its hardcover form. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna peruse the internet and get it on paperback, which is the way that I prefer it anyways. And that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors. I bought this on eBay, so honestly, life hack, if you wanna buy a paperback, buy it on eBay. I'm pretty sure this is like the UK and India version, especially because it has HarperCollins Publishers India on the back. But this book is one of those like literary fiction like stories that I just love. Girl falls in love with a man. He's rich, she's not. Let's talk about the power imbalances in between them, in between their relationship, how the relationship is perceived. Let's go. I read a lot of books at the same time. I think I'm gonna read this after I finish a short story collection, but very excited for this one as well. I feel like I'm so far away. You're so far away. Okay, you've moved again. Okay, let's move on to everything I got at Target today. If you follow me on TikTok, you will have seen all of these things already. So, good for you. The first thing that I have is a new belt. I had to buy a new belt that fits my current body. I feel like that's so self-explanatory to buy things that fit you, but sometimes that kind of logic is hard to get around. I bought myself a new belt that fits me because I needed one. And if you need to do the same, this is your sign to go out and do it. The next thing I got were a few beauty products. The first one is the Native deodorant Coconut and Vanilla in their 100% plastic free packaging. I know a lot of people hate on natural deodorant, but natural deodorant works for me and I love Native, so I had to pick this up. And then the next thing I purchased was the Coco Kind Silk SPF in SPF 30. I'm kind of on my last like week of my Super Goop daily sunscreen, so I decided to pick this up because I heard a lot about this when this launched last summer and I've always been intrigued, so I want to put it to the test. I didn't plan on purchasing this product, but when I went to Target, I saw that this brand was on clearance and I really like this brand, and it is Plus. Plus is basically a brand that makes solid soap body wash sheets. They're perfect for traveling, and I used these when I went traveling last year in the Philippines and I loved them. I still have some in my bathroom right now, but I saw they were on clearance and I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this year, so I thought it would be perfect. I picked up their dispenser and body wash. This was originally $13.49 and I got it for $6.74. So it's just hard plastic so condensation doesn't get inside. And then I also got another body wash refill. It was originally $9.89 and I got it for $4.94. These are both in the scent Citrus Neroli. Really good. I also really like their jasmine scent, but this one is delicious. I would just recommend that if you are someone with a bigger body, like myself or larger, you're gonna need more than one sheet, but I still love it anyways because the lather and the scent are really good. But yeah, they're super convenient for traveling. I'd say, like, you know, if you find yourself like camping or like at a music festival, it's good to have these on hand. The last thing that I got at Target, which was arguably the most exciting thing that I purchased, is this. I got the Revlon One Step Volumizer at Target, and I'm really excited to take a shower and start using this thing. I shared this on TikTok, but one of my big goals for the year is to learn how to give myself a blowout or just really learn how to style my hair, because I arguably have the easiest kind of hair to style, which is straight, thick hair. So I feel like it's kind of a crime that I don't know how to style it. And I feel like this is dummy proof. Like, it's 2-in-1, it's gotta be dummy proof, it's gotta be good for me. I'd also just like to say, if you were influenced like me, go to your local Target, but also be sure to do an online price check. When I went and got this thing in the aisle, it was listed as $68, and I was like, that feels a little steep. I did a quick Google research, and on Target online, they were selling it for $38. So I logged into my little Target app and I got this price checked. So I ended up paying $38 for this, basically saved 30 bucks. And I didn't have to shop on Amazon. So it was a double win. I also think that $38 was the cheapest that I saw this listed as. I know some people have like found these at like TJ Maxx and stuff, but the TJ Maxxes around me are always overpicked. So Target was the way to go. So I'm excited to try this out and get my hair to looking as gorgeous as possible. So yeah. Wow, I've been talking for so long. That's it for my haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it kind of gave you a little glimpse into where I'm at fashion-wise and lifestyle-wise, or if I just like alleviated your urge to shop, I hope I did that as well. If you want to see more of me, feel free to follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, or if you want to see when I eventually read these books, feel free to follow me on Storygraph. That's it. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.